Hey guys, it's Mark from Flothemes. Today I'm going to show you how to make the transition from Crowd Classic to our newest Crowd 2 theme. So the process itself is relatively simple. I think the hardest part for most people will be just reviewing and setting up their current pages again. But once you understand how the page builder works, it really is quite simple to do. So we're going to use the Flo Launch plugin. And with that plugin, it will allow us to set up a test mode in the back end. We'll use your existing WordPress site. You don't need anything complicated to get started. It's literally a matter of just installing this plugin, activating the test mode, and then installing the new theme. So I'm going to go ahead and download the Flo Launch plugin. Again, you can get this at flothemes.com/Flo Launch. And we'll just go ahead and download this. And once we have the download file, we will go ahead and add it to our site. So let me just open that up, show in Finder. Awesome, we have Flo Launch here. You should have flolaunch.zip. Just log into your current WordPress site, go to plugins, and then you can go to add new. Then it's just a matter of hitting upload. You can drag and drop this in, or again, you can choose the file and select it from the desktop. It should be flo-launch.zip. Once installed, then we will head over to the Flo Launch admin section and just activate the test mode. So just make sure to hit activate once it is installed. Alrighty, so let's head over to the settings area and then go to Flo Launch, and in here you'll be able to enable the test mode. I'm actually going to delete a test site. It may have carried over some from my old test mode, but in this case I'm going to hit enable test mode. Now if it is the first time, it will look like this: create a database backup. Highly recommend doing that. Go ahead and click create a database backup. Just let that download, and as soon as it's downloaded and ready, it's just a matter then of enabling the test mode. So I have the database downloaded there, which is great. Just in case anything does go wrong, you will be able to update the site again. So there will be a number of items that we'll look at. I'll just go over that once this is working. Whenever you enable the test mode and install the theme, there's a few steps that we'll have to work through, and I've outlined those here, and that would be the following items: how to install Flo Launch, how to check the slideshows, how to check galleries, building pages, checking the menu, adding logo, favicon, updating footer, the footer section, and checking all widgets. The items that you won't really have in the new theme is the widgets. Your existing page's style obviously will not be available. It's a different format now, and the decoration image. So now the test site is enabled. You can see it's enabled. There's an option to disable it. So just so you're aware, you will be the only person that can see the test site, and it will only be available in the specific browser. So I'm using Chrome, so that means I will only be able to see my new test site enabled in Chrome. Again, you can see up here the status if it's enabled or not. So let's go ahead and install a new plugin. So let's go to Appearance Themes. Now I already have the plugin, I already have the theme on my site, but it's the same principle as always. You'll just go to, you can just go ahead, go to your account page, find the theme that you want, download it. It should be a zip format. If it is unzipped, which is quite common for Mac users, please make sure to zip it up. It should be crowd zip. Then it's just a matter of uploading the theme. So once you've uploaded the theme, it's just a matter of activating it. And once it's activated, then we have some things that we'll want to check. So the first thing, there is an introduction. You can go through all the details in here. I would just head over to optional settings first. If you have favicon, go ahead and upload that. Make sure to add a .ico file. If you don't have one of those, I would highly suggest getting a PNG file, whether it's a mark or your logo or something like that. and then converting it to a .ico file, and then just uploading it here. So that'll be the little icon up at the top. Next, you'll want to add your analytics code. Just make sure to add that in here, and that will add it to the head of the site. And that's pretty much the only options you'll need to see in here. Next, you will want to head over to the, first of all, we'll go to the slideshows, and we'll just make sure and see if the slideshows have moved over correctly and if the images are in there. If not, it's just a matter of re-uploading the images, and again, the process for that is very simple. So right now I can see none of the images are in my slideshow, just a matter of going upload or just hitting the plus arrow. So you'll notice it's slightly different from the older version. You now have this option, add slide, and then you have multiple options in here. I do recommend watching the tutorial on how to create slideshows in docs.flothemes.com to see the full extent of what can be done here. But you can add videos and embed codes, and you can add a custom video as well as text and all those lovely things that you want to add on your site. But in this case, I'm just going to upload a number of images. I'm just going to click image. I'm going to scroll down and find a number of images. Again, you can drag and drop those in, or you can select existing images. So I know I have a number of existing images that are going to work just fine for this purpose, and I'm just going to go ahead and select those. And if you select a number of those, it will create multiple slides for you. You don't actually have to go add a slide each time. But if you didn't want to add a new slide, you can just hit add slide. And if you wanted to delete a slide, it's just a matter of hitting the remove row option. So I'm going to go ahead and just update that. And then the next thing you will want to check and make sure that they're all in order would be your galleries. So just go ahead over to galleries. And I'm just going to have a quick check and see, are the galleries in order? Again, if not, you'll probably want to re-upload these. If you are making a switches theme, it would be a good time to readdress your portfolio options and make sure you're still happy with the content that you have in there. So in each section, you can actually see details of how to create anything that you need. So in each section, we do have videos for how-tos, and it explains how to add galleries and everything. So we have built a lot of documentation into the new themes as something you wouldn't have seen before. But much like the older versions, you just come down to the gallery section, then just go to images. And as you can see, actually all the images have moved over, so that's great. The difference here is you can choose the custom layout for each gallery as well. You can choose the gallery view type. You can add some additional content below the galleries. So you do have that little bit more flexibility and functionality that you wouldn't have had in the previous theme. So again, that's a matter of, you can add blocks. Maybe you wanted to add some title, or you want to add a contact form below. You can add all of those things in here, again, with the block builder that we've added to the new theme framework. So it looks like all your images and everything will be moved over, which is awesome. One thing to note is your video galleries will not be moved. So you will want to recreate those, and in that instance, you'll want to use images and videos. With the images and video sections, whenever you add any video or add any image, it will give you the option to add an embed code for the video. So just again, you'll be able to check out the how-to in the tutorial. It actually explains everything right in here, and you can see that. But for now, we know that all of our galleries are moved over, so that's great. There is literally no work that has to be done here. Now, your blog posts as well, same thing for the blog posts. They're actually all already in here and looking awesome, so that's fine. You're not going to have to do any work with those as well. Actually, just one point to note for your galleries. You will want to just make sure that you're happy with the layout of the gallery. And again, to do that, there's two options. The first option is what I had just shown you with the custom layout. And the second option would be to use the theme settings to select a default gallery that will be enabled with all of your galleries. Now, if you wanted to use a custom layout, you can just go ahead and enable that. Then in the custom layout section, you can just go to the gallery view block. and then you can choose which view type you want: visible nearby, the slider with the description at the start, or the masonry grid. And again, you can set all the margins and all the items for each of those within the gallery view section. Now, in this case, I don't want to use the custom mode, so I'm just going to make sure that I'm happy with all the settings for the galleries in the Flothemes area. I'll just go ahead, Flothemes, and I'll just go to the gallery section. Now, in the gallery section, I'll just go ahead and go to global layout. And again, this will be the options that are available for all, unless you select that custom view I just talked about. So I'll just go to gallery view. I'm happy with the visible nearby, but again, you may want a different view type, type A, type B, or type C. Go ahead and choose that if required. And again, you can actually create the layout for each of those galleries as well, right in here. So if you want the WordPress content, which will be the text and description you add to your galleries, that will be this block. You can remove comments for all of the galleries as well by just deleting the block, and you can add a pagination and place footholders or footers as well. So there's lots of options to extend the functionality of that. Again, I do recommend just going and checking that out. In the tutorial section, we do cover all the details for how to set this up. So we have our slideshows, we know our blog posts are there, and we have our galleries, which is pretty much all the content that you need to build a site, which is fantastic. Now the only thing that's left to do is, well, the main thing left to do is to go and check your pages, and then we'll just go ahead over and refresh the site here. We'll have a look how it looks right now. It's probably a bit of a mess. We have just the normal menu and the logo, and pretty much I imagine all the pages are going to be blank in here. So as you can see, all the pages are blank. So it's just a matter now of us going ahead and creating all the pages again. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my homepage. I want to build that out. And I'll just explain how the block builder works and a few of the options. Again, this is covered in the tutorials, so it is just a matter of reviewing those as well for full details. But in this instance, with the new page options, you'll no longer have the page template. You now have a layout section, and you also have the option still to select your sidebars if required. So in this case, I want to go to, you do have the how-to section. Again, this will explain how to use the page builder, and you can also just use a template. So you don't have to actually build all the blocks and select all those. Maybe you actually like one of the view types from the demo site. So in this instance, I decided, okay, I like type A. I'm just going to go ahead, quick view that just because I want to see what it looks like. And if I'm happy with that option, then it's just a matter of applying that template and then populating the content. So you can see it's view type, it has a slider, some text description below, a number of blocks, three tabs below. This would have been previously widgets, but now we've actually created the option to put that on the page. So you no longer really need to use the widget areas that you previously used, as it was quite tedious to select which pages it worked on. And again, the footer as well. The footer block is now a single block within the page. And again, you can select which page you want to show that on. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that template. It's going to say, are you sure you want to replace everything? And I'm going to say yes. And then it will take you into the layout tab. Now this is where the beautiful part is for creating the new themes. The block builder is amazing. Each section is a block, and it will have different content for that. And all it really is a matter of doing is going through all of the blocks that you want, hitting the pencil, and then selecting the various options that you need for that. So in this case, I have a slideshow. I want to select the slideshow type. I'm going to actually stick with slider type A. That's the view I want. But there is a large number of options for that. I think that's 9 for slideshows. Again, you can go through the detailed section as well. If you want to have the menu inside the navigation, you just have to select merge with header, and you can actually also upload a logo image over the slideshow. Again, slightly different than previously. So if you want to add a logo image over this slideshow, you can do so as well. Again, I would just highly recommend going and checking through all the options. They're pretty well explained in here. And again, the how-to section also has the video built into the site. So in this case, I've selected my slideshow. That's great. I'm just going to click the pencil, drop it down again. If I want to add some text content in here, I can go ahead and add some details for the text. So add some text description. Again, in this section, you're probably going to add a little bit more about either what you do or where you are or the target market that you're interested in. And again, you can go through all the options for that. This one is a links grid, and in that we can add a number of links to the site, and it's just a matter of adding an image and then the link to wherever it needs to go. So let's just add a couple of those to build that out. I'm not going to add any links for now, but I will add some of the images just to build out this page. And I'll just add 3 for this purpose. I believe it is. I believe it is in 3 columns. So let me just select that. Perfect. Now the last section, well, the last 2 sections, sorry, the link columns, again, that's the 3 blocks here. And again, you can add whatever you want here, whether it's a link or if it's social icons, you can decide. So every time you want to add a new one, just hit the add link. I'm going to add social icons in the middle. I'm just going to say stay in touch. And then I'll add a final block here again. That can be a link to anywhere that you want. So maybe it's a contact page. And again, just upload, just copy and paste the URL of the page you want it to redirect to. Then you have the footer placeholder, and you don't really have any options for that. It is all the footer options are covered within Flothemes and footer. Again, the beautiful part about this is you don't have to have a footer section in every page. If you wanted to remove that, just hit the bin and delete it. Now, I'm just going to hit update this page. We're going to have a quick look to see how it's working for us. So I'm just going to head over to the home page. And as soon as that's loaded, I'll just hit refresh and we'll see what sort of work we have for us. So far, it's not looking too bad. We've got most of the content in there. And again, I haven't added anything to the social icons, so obviously there's none showing. And I haven't built anything out for the footer, so again, it's still not showing, but that's fine. Also, I'll need to select the header option so this fills out better as well. Now, another thing to note is you can actually add any new blocks to this page if you want. So maybe you want something slightly different. You know, we've added some links here and then maybe go to certain parts of your site, but maybe you decide I actually want to add some of my favorite blog posts, for example. You can go ahead and do that and go to the block builder, select add block, and then you'll want to choose a listing option as well. So let's just go to the listing tab, listing block, and once you hit that, it throws it into the page. And again, I can just drag that into any place that I want. Maybe it's just below this section here. I'll just edit that block as well. And the listing block actually gives you the option to show either blog posts or galleries. And again, you can select a specific category. Maybe you just want to show a few of your favorite blog posts on the homepage. Again, just a matter of selecting the layout for that. I'm going to select type C, and then I'm going to select the number of posts in the detailed section. I only want to show 6 blog posts, and I want to have it in 3 columns as well. Actually, let's make it 4 blog posts and only 2 columns. And again, it's just a matter of going through all the options and making sure you're happy with everything that's in there as well. So you can do that for any page that you want. You can select all the blogs and the layout options that you need, and then it's just a matter of updating the page. Now that's just an overview of how to do it for one page. Again, the process is the exact same for each of these pages, and we do cover that in the tutorials. So you can go and create your blog pages, your gallery pages, your content pages, and all of those other pages just using the block builder. It is very, very simple to use, and once you get the hang of adding the blocks, you'll find that you can do so many things with your new site. So I'd recommend if you guys just start going through all the pages and making all the updates, then the next thing after that is you'll want to go to the footer section in Flothemes here. So let's go to Flothemes footer. And then within the footer block, I'm just going to go to Instagram feed options. Do I want to display an Instagram feed? Yes. And what option do I want to do for that? Am I going to upload my own images, or I'm going to use the plugin? I'm going to upload my own images in this case, but you can also connect a feed to your Instagram account. But you will need to have Flow Instagram enabled on your site for that to work. Perfect. And then final footer options, you can go ahead and update anything else that you need for the section in here. Again, just select the layouts that you want, and depending on which layout that you use, you will get various options for that. But all I want is something really simple. I want to just use the simple Flothemes footer section, and I've uploaded the images for that. And once I update this, now you'll see that the footer options are going to be on the bottom of this page. And again, as I mentioned before, this footer block will only show on any page that you add the footer to. That also includes this section. So now we've added the footer, let's go ahead and we will want to go over to the header and make sure that we're happy with the header option we have on the site. So I'm going to go to header, and in this case I would like to use the menu, or the logo in the middle of the menu. Again, you can choose the various options you want for that. You can upload the logo. Right now I'm using a text logo. If you want to add an actual image logo, just go ahead and click image logo and upload that. Again, you can set the max width and all of those nice items. If you want to add the subtitles like you had in the previous theme, come down to part B, display menu item subtitle, enable that as well. And if you want to add an opacity to the menu for the drop downs, you can do that as well. Finally, if you want to upload the sticky menu, just go ahead and check the option for that as well, and that will, whenever you scroll, it will enable it in the site. I'll not turn it on for now, but again, it's just a matter of going and running through the options and seeing which ones that you want to enable. They are pretty descriptive, so hopefully it makes a lot of sense whenever you go and read through those. Again, guys, it is covered in the documentation, so do refer to that for a lot of these things. It will make your life much, much easier moving forward. So now we've set the navigation menu. You'll see that it's still not actually looking correct, and the reason for that is we have not set the menu. So let's go over to Appearance and Menus, and then we'll need to make sure that we've selected a menu for our site. So as you can see here, the primary menu isn't set. Just go ahead, click primary menu, and save. So it does keep your existing menu option that you already had, but you do need to re-enable it whenever you switch themes. And with that, it's now added the menu correctly to my site. So guys, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It is just a matter of going through some of the options, uploading your logo again, making sure your galleries are uploaded, your slideshows, your galleries are actually already uploaded, your blog posts are already uploaded. Recreate your pages using the page builder, and you'll create every single page with that. You don't have to use any templates. It's just a matter of selecting the correct blocks for each one. You'll want to reset your menu, and you'll want to select your header and your footer options. But that's pretty much it, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a matter of going through, review all the blocks, see what sort of things are on offer for you. There is, as I mentioned, over 30 blocks, and there are a lot of items that you can now use These themes are much more flexible than your previous theme, and it's going to give you a lot of options moving forward to optimize your site with the specific content that you want. Again, if you do have any questions, do let us know. Hopefully we've covered as much detail as possible in the documentation. And again, do refer to that when you're going through this process. It will be flothemes.com or docs.flothemes.com, and then you can select Crowd 2. Final note, whenever you are ready to launch the test site, it is just a matter of coming into to the back end of your site and hitting publish this test site. It will say, are you ready to launch the site? Just hit OK. Again, if you just want to look at your old site, you can hit disable the test mode and it will disable the site. Another little quick tip, if you want to refer to your existing site, just load up your website in an incognito window. So you can just load an incognito window, and with that opened, you can see your existing site. So maybe you just want to copy some of the content across from your about page, your videos, or any of those pages with text. You can go ahead and do that and copy that on your site, and that way then you'll have all of that written content you've already made for your website. All right, so that's it, guys. Good luck getting your new site set up, and hopefully you enjoy our newest theme, Crowd 2. Thanks.